Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Keeping It Real with Rob. I'm your host, Rob Connett. Special guest for this episode, Ben Rogers from the golf team, the head coach of the Green Level golf team. What's going on, Ben? How are you, man?
Good. Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Of course, and we just finished up the boys golf season this spring, a historic season for your boys on the golf course. Take me through this season for those that might not be completely up to date. Explain to us why it was so historic.
Absolutely. We had the pleasure of taking 5 boys to the state championship this year for the first time. In the past, when we've made it to the state championship, we've brought 4 boys. And so this year we qualified fully as a team, bringing all 5. Which certainly has its benefits, certainly highlights the depth of the program and the great season that we had. You know, it was a goal of mine, to qualify as a team at regionals, and we played really well and finished tied for second with Green Hope, which led the conference all year. And so I'm really proud of the boys and the season that we had.
What was it, in your opinion, as the coach, of what was so special about this group in 2024?
I think that the kind of friendship that the boys had, even when we weren't having practice, they were still playing with each other, and studying the game and the course layout, how they should be attacking each shot. And so I think kind of the teamwork and the camaraderie that the boys had was special. I also just think that, in terms of the teams that we've had in the past, we had a lot of depth this year. We added several new players to the program. And so I definitely think the program's set up for success moving forward. And so hopefully it's not the only time that we'll qualify for states fully as a team. Hopefully that'll be the case next year as well.
Were there any off the field traditions or any fun moments that you and the boys had away from the golf course this year?
Absolutely. So I mean, one thing that we always do are post-match meals. I'm known for taking the minibus through Bojangles or Zaxby's or whatnot, and I have a tradition where I take up about 3 to 4 parking spaces because I don't trust myself to fully pull it in or back it into a parking spot. I got to park horizontally. So I'm known for that. And there was the tradition that because we won a match, which I have not done yet, which we'll be doing in the future as promised per the boys, is because we won the match at McGregor Downs first place, I need to get a spray tan. And so that's coming up soon.
When can we expect this? Are we going to see in the hallways before the school year is over?
You will see it. I am still trying to work out the logistics of what tone I should be getting, because I've been someone that's been incredibly pale my entire life, that I don't want to be too out there, but yes, it is something that you can expect within the next couple of weeks for sure.
Have you ever had a spray tan before? Do you know what you're doing?
No, sir. So it is going to be quite a time.
I can't wait. So we had the boys lacrosse team. All the kids bleached their hair blonde for the playoffs, and now we get Ben Rogers, coach of the boys golf team, looking tanner than ever.
They tried to get me to bleach the hair too, but I said, hey, let's not bite off more than we can chew. And also, if I have a spray tan and I have bleached hair, I might people might not even recognize me anymore. So we got to be careful.
You're gonna look like Ken from the movie Barbie.
Yep, you're not wrong there.
Do your colleagues in the math department here at Green Level know about this?
They do not. The only person that actually knows about this is Miss Reiser, the special education teacher in the room next to me. So she knows all the details and logistics, but I think it's going to be a complete shock to everyone that doesn't watch this episode.
Cannot wait to see this. So we mentioned that you're a math teacher as well, for those that do not know, here at Green Level. But this episode is kind of special because not only is it our final episode of the school year, but we wanted to choose you as our guest, Ben, because you're going to be leaving us at the end of this school year. Can you kind of fill us in on where and why you'll be leaving Green Level?
Sure, absolutely. It's definitely bittersweet for me. I'm excited, but I'm sad to leave such a great community. So I'll be moving up to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, which is about an hour north of Philadelphia. Um, I got married this past summer, and the wife and I are kind of at a stage where we want to be closer to family, and we're kind of isolated out here in North Carolina. And so we're moving closer to her family in particular, but also closer to mine, which is in Connecticut. So it's strictly a move for family. I tell people all the time when they ask why I'm moving, I say I wish I could move Green Level with me, because it's been such a great experience for me. Particularly when I think about athletics. I mean, I started as the head JV baseball coach. I was a part of so many firsts. I mean, I was a part of the first varsity baseball win against South Garner. I was a part of the first JV baseball win against Hillside. A part of the first state championship appearances for women's golf, and obviously we talked about the run with men's golf. So it's been an honor, and it's nothing against Green Level. I have so much respect for Green Level, and appreciate the opportunities that I certainly have been given.
So the new school that you're going to be at in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, do you know much about the school? I mean, are you going to try to be the golf coach up there as well? What is, or do you not know yet? Like, what is your future kind of looking like for the fall?
Absolutely. Um, the school is a very large public school, kind of similar to Green Level. It's definitely more urban because Bethlehem's a little bit more of a city than Cary is. Um, and I don't have a coaching position lined up as of now for next year. However, I've been in talks with the athletic director looking for ways to get involved. I know that their golf coach is close to retiring. So I'm kind of potentially waiting for that to open up whenever the time would work out. But I definitely will be involved some way somehow. Just not sure what that will look like yet.
Yeah, we're excited to see what you do up there in Bethlehem. You mentioned you're from Connecticut. The wife is from Pennsylvania. What are some of the biggest similarities and the biggest differences between up there and your time here in North Carolina? Because I'm from Indiana, and I get a lot of family and friends back in the Hoosier state that ask me like, "What's North Carolina like?" And I'm like, "Well, there's lots of trees and hills, which we don't have in Indiana. It's
Yep.
very flat and lots of cornfields and stuff." So are there some similarities or some big differences between here and up where you're going to be living now?
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is I'm gonna have to, get used to shoveling snow again, which I can't say I'm exactly thrilled about. Um, and that's one of the nice things about my setup here the past couple of years is I feel like I've been down in North Carolina during the best seasons, and then I go back home and to Connecticut or Pennsylvania for the summer where it's a little more tolerable than it is in North Carolina. Um, but I mean, when I moved here for college, everyone was telling me about, how people are nicer and kind of the pace of life is a little bit slower than it is. Because I grew up close to New York City and Connecticut, so everything's fast paced. Everyone's speeding around you to get from point A to point B. So I definitely have enjoyed, the Southern charm a little bit, the friendliness of the people, just the kind of a general appreciation for the day in and the day out routines. And so that's definitely something that's been different. But the thing that stands out when you ask me, and my parents will be mad at me for talking about the weather because I'm obsessed with the weather, is just the fact that I'm going to have to get that snowblower going or the shovel going.
I think a lot of people can understand frustration and sadness about that.
Yeah, and the lack of ability to play golf year round, because there have been times where I've played golf on New Year's Eve and whatnot, because of the type of weather that we can have.
Ben, what are you going to miss most about Green Level?
I think the community, truly, not just with the athletics programs that I've coached, but just the kind of interactions with the students and the staff here at Green Level. We truly, have a great community that has been a pleasure to work at day in and day out. And it's really started to kind of sit into me like, a month from now, I won't be going to school with my colleagues and the students that I've taught this year, and it's gotten quite sad for me. But I think the community is what makes Green Level such a great place. The teachers, the students, the coaches, they all really care about their students and about what they're doing, and I think that's what makes us one of the top public schools in the state and in the country.
I can absolutely agree with you on that one. All right, Ben, we have reached the end of the episode where we like to play a fun little game. It's called Investigator.
I'm ready. It's like Family Feud, Fast Money. Let's see how I can do.
Here we go. First question. What is the weirdest thing you've ever heard a student do or say?
Ooh, you're putting me on the spot here. There are certainly things that I probably shouldn't share, which I'll probably refuse to share. Use my right to remain silent. I think the weirdest thing, and that probably is not related to your question, the weirdest thing I saw the first year as at Green Level was just a kid run through the woods outside my window. That was probably the weirdest thing.
All right. Your favorite food or meal to cook at home?
Favorite food or meal to cook? I love salmon. I make salmon on a weekly basis, and so salmon is my go-to meal. Salmon with French fries. Weird combo, but it works.
All right, nice. You're going to be driving up to Pennsylvania. What is on your road trip playlist? Give me a couple of artists.
So I am a big country fan. So Florida Georgia Line's probably one of my favorite groups. Old Dominion, Toby Keith. But the girls golf team would absolutely kill me if I didn't say Taylor Swift, which I do have a couple Taylor Swift songs, but they would absolutely probably annihilate me if I didn't say her. So I have to throw her a mention.
They turned you into a Swiftie. All right. If you were not a teacher or a coach, what would you be doing?
Probably going back to my idea about the weather, meteorologist.
Very nice. Very nice. Are you into like tornado chasing?
I am not really into tornado chasing, although there is apparently a new movie coming out. I don't know if you saw the trailers for it. That is about chasing tornadoes, and that did pique my interest. So we shall see.
Yeah, they're redoing Twister.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
All right, final question for you, Ben. How do you think our Boston Red Sox are going to do at the end of the season?
Oof. I don't think well, if I'm being honest. I'm setting the bar low so that I can be pleasantly surprised. But my wife's family, they're Pirates fans, and we're at about the same level as the Pirates right now, which is completely embarrassing. So I'm hoping for a strong finish. I'm hoping.
That's crazy that you and I are both Boston Red Sox fans, and both of our wives are Pittsburgh Pirates fans.
That is a small world. That's crazy.
Yeah. All right, Ben Rogers from the Green Level Golf team. Thanks again for an incredible spring season with the boys. Great job with the girls back in the fall, and we really are going to miss you, man.
I'm going to miss you as well and miss everybody at Green Level. Thanks for having me.